I found that luck is quite predictable. If you want more luck, take more chances. Be more active. Show up more often. Develop an attitude of gratitude, and give thanks for everything that happens to you, knowing that every step forward is a step toward achieving something bigger and better than your current situation. The greatest gift that you can give to others is the gift of unconditional love and acceptance. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. Successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others. Unsuccessful people are always asking, "What's in it for me?" Communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. Teamwork is so important that it is virtually impossible for you to reach the heights of your capabilities or make the money that you want without becoming very good at it. Winners make a habit of manufacturing their own positive expectations in advance of the event. Practice Golden Rule 1 of management in everything you do. Manage others the way you would like to be managed. The true measure of the value of any business leader and manager is performance. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. All successful people, men and women, are big dreamers. They imagine what their future could be, ideal in every respect, and then they work every day toward their distant vision, that goal or purpose. Invest 3% of your income in yourself, self-development, in order to guarantee your future. We will always tend to fulfill our own expectation of ourselves. If you wish to achieve worthwhile things in your personal and career life, you must become a worthwhile person in your own self-development. Successful people are simply those with successful habits. If what you are doing is not moving you towards your goals, then it's moving you away from your goals. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude toward what happens to you, and in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. Just as your car runs more smoothly and requires less energy to go faster and farther when the wheels are in perfect alignment, you perform better when your thoughts, feelings, emotions, goals, and values are in balance. If you like a person, you say, "Let's go into business together." Man is a social animal after all, but such partnerships are fraught with danger. People with clear, written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. Goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor. Decisiveness is a characteristic of high-performing men and women. Almost any decision is better than no decision at all. Your decision to be, have, and do something out of ordinary entails facing difficulties that are out of the ordinary as well. Sometimes your greatest asset is simply your ability to stay with it longer than anyone else. If you raise your children to feel that they can accomplish any goal or task they decide upon, you will have succeeded as a parent and you will have given your children the greatest of all blessings. Relationships are the hallmark of the mature person. There is no real limit to how much better a person who really commits to getting better can get. Every manager has the potential to become an excellent manager for the rest of his or her career. Only by contending with challenges that seem to be beyond your strength to handle at the moment you can grow more surely toward the stars. You can become an even more excellent person by constantly setting higher and higher standards for yourself and then by doing everything possible to live up to those standards. You have to put in many, many, many tiny efforts that nobody sees or appreciates before you achieve anything worthwhile. The happiest people in the world are those who feel absolutely terrific about themselves. And this is the natural outgrowth of accepting total responsibility for every part of their life. Whatever we expect with confidence becomes our own self-fulfilling prophecy. The more credit you give away, the more will come back to you. The more you help others, the more they will want to help you. Your greatest asset is your earning ability. Your greatest resource is your time. The person we believe ourselves to be will always act in a manner consistent with our self-image. The more you seek security, the less of it you have. But the more you seek opportunity, the more likely it is that you will achieve the security that you desire. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. No one lives long enough to learn everything they need to learn starting from scratch. To be successful, we absolutely, positively have to find people who have already paid the price to learn the things that we need to learn to achieve our goals. Your company's most valuable asset is how it is known to its customers. Whatever you dwell on in the conscious grows in your experience. Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. Never say anything about yourself you do not want to come true. Achieving the highest possible return on human capital must be every manager's goal. Managers today have to do more with less, and get better results from limited resources, more than ever before. You can only have as much love for yourself as you can express to others. Your company's most valuable asset is how it is known to customers. The fastest way to improve your relationships is to make others feel important in every way possible. Your earning ability is largely determined by the perception of excellence, quality, and value that others have of you and what you do. The market only pays excellent rewards for excellent performance. It pays average rewards for average performance, and it pays below average rewards or unemployment for below average performance. I found that luck is quite predictable. You can never earn in the outside world more than you earn in your own mind. You are 100% emotional in everything you think, feel and decide. You decide emotionally and justify logically. The only real antidote to worry or problems is systematic, purposeful action in the direction of your goals. You can accomplish virtually anything if you want it badly enough and if you are willing to work long enough and hard enough. Most people engage in activities that are tension-relieving rather than goal-achieving. Any system or blueprint for success is better than none at all. Think on paper. Your attitude is an expression of your values, beliefs and expectations. Every great success is an accumulation of thousands of ordinary efforts that no one else sees or appreciates. The quality of your thinking is largely determined by the quantity of the information you have with which to work. You keep customers by delivering on your promises, fulfilling your commitments and continually investing in the quality of your relationships. First you put in, then you get out. Transgression of any kind is always accompanied by a loss of self-esteem. Offer your customers a long-term relationship, then do everything possible to build and maintain it. Be intensely result-oriented in everything you do. This is a key characteristic of high performers. The establishment of a clear, central purpose or goal in life is the starting point of all success. Think, walk, talk and act like a non-smoker and you will soon be one. Remind yourself that problems come not to obstruct, but to instruct. What are the critical success factors of your job? What must you be absolutely, positively excellent at doing to be successful? Act as if you are already the person you want most to be. To remain confident and positive, think about your goals all the time. Perhaps the greatest display of self-discipline is persisting when the going gets tough. Persistence is self-discipline in action. Develop a benevolent worldview, look for the good in the people and circumstances around you. Implement your plans with courage and persistence. Have complete faith in your ability to succeed and never, ever give up. The more you work, study and develop your ability to contribute more to the lives and well-being of others, the better life you will have in all areas. Persistence is self-discipline in action. Develop wisdom in sales by reflecting on your experience, and learning everything you can from every call. You are the architect of your own destiny, you are the master of your own fate, you are behind the steering wheel of your life. There are no limitations to what you can do, have, or be. Accept the limitations you place on yourself by your own thinking. Do your very best on every task. Imagine that everyone is watching even when no one is watching. All wealth comes from adding value, from producing more, better, cheaper, faster, and easier than someone else. There is nobody like him in the world. There is, and always will be, one Jim Rohn. Every great leap in life comes after you have made a clear decision of some kind. Always concentrate on the most valuable use of your time. This is what separates the winners from the losers. Self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. Your mind is like a garden. Unless you cultivate flowers, weeds will flourish. To keep your mind positive, substitute positive thoughts for negative thoughts. Every action, or inaction, involves a choice between what is more important and what is less important. Demonstrate to your customer the difference between price and cost. The price is what it takes to purchase the item. The cost is the amount the customer eventually pays. They are not the same. A goal that is not in writing is like cigarette smoke. It drifts away and disappears. It is vague and insubstantial. It has no force, effect, or power. But a written goal becomes something that you can see, touch, read, and modify if necessary. Superior people take both the credit and the blame for everything that happens to them. Proper business planning demands that you focus on the self-interest of the customer at all times. Stop talking about the problem and start thinking about the solution. Discipline yourself to find something positive in every situation every day. You attract positivity when you are positive within. Effective performance is preceded by painstaking preparation. Success is not necessarily determined by material possessions or accomplishments. You can enjoy success simply by reaching the point where you are perfectly content with your life in every respect and you feel no dissatisfaction or pressing need for anything else. In this sense, you can be a success sitting by yourself in a quiet place contemplating the world. If your job is customer satisfaction, your real job title is problem solver. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Manage by exception, only require reporting when there is a deviation from the plan. Network marketing is based purely on relationship selling, which is the state of the art in selling today. Small and large companies throughout the country and the world are realizing that individuals selling to their friends and associates is the future of sales, because the critical element in buying is trust. An undefined goal is unreachable. Any great achievement is preceded by many difficulties and many lessons. Great achievements are not possible without them. You must raise your aspirations, set higher goals, and make detailed plans to achieve them. The only pressure that you use in a professional selling presentation is the presence of silence after the closing question. Time management is really personal management, life management, and management of yourself. Use testimonial letters from satisfied customers at every opportunity. Jim Rohn is outstanding. He is among the most polished, professional speakers in America, with a message everyone should hear. The more feedback you give to people, the better it is, as long as the feedback is objective and not critical. Focus on your strengths. Your success will be affected by the quality and quantity of new ideas you suggest. The law of correspondence says your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Your outer world corresponds to your inner world. Your outer world of your relationships, especially with your children and spouse, simply corresponds to how you feel about yourself, how you're doing. You are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. If the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that that is probably the worst thing that is going to happen to you all day long. The difference between the top performers and the average or mediocre performers is not a great, massive difference. It is just a tiny difference because the top performers do things just a tiny bit. The key to success is to develop a winning edge. If you consistently and persistently do the things that other successful people do, nothing in the world can stop you from being a big success also. Develop a mentor at each stage of your career, someone who will give you guidance and advice. Salespeople are the most vital people in any business. Without sales, the biggest and most sophisticated companies shut down. Sales are the spark plug in the engine of free enterprise. There is a direct relationship between the success of the sales community and the success of the entire country. Your solution for a customer has to be either amazingly valuable to someone who will pay an enormous amount of money for it, or has to be valuable to an enormous number of people who pay a small amount. And also the person you're talking to, especially if you want to raise capital or raise support, has to personally say, I want that. I like that. That sounds really great. I want that for myself. Everything in business is to get you face to face with people to respond to your offer. You have to realize the internet is merely a door opening, and it has to be followed up by aggressive sales activity by the business owner. You always think in terms of customer benefit. You always think, how could I really benefit people at such a high level that they would love to buy my product or service and recommend it to others? It's a very simple example to show that if you miss one step in a process, it can cost you an enormous amount of time and money to fix. With a checklist, you can write it down and give it someone else for them to do successfully. Checklists require discipline and organization, which is something internet marketers have to master. And I love to speak, I am very good at it. And if you love to do something, you're very good at it, and also you are paid well, why would you not do it? Why would you stop? My favorite word is clarity, clarity, clarity. And the critical clarity is what is the transformation that is going to take place in the customer's life or work when they buy and use your product. And how profound is that? How important is that? You know the old saying, if you could come up with a cure for cancer, you'd be a billionaire by the end of the week because of that profound result. I work with people who come up with an idea and people throw money at it. They say, geez, can I give you some money? Can I get a piece of that? So, if your concept is good, everything else becomes much easier. If your concept is unclear, then everything else is harder. How often does the tightrope walker balance when walking across the tightrope? All the time. It is the same thing if you really want to have a successful career, and you want to have a happy home life. It is a matter of balance. There's an interesting study that says wealthy people get up 3 hours before their first outside appointment. Network marketing itself is always one-on-one. It's also called relationship marketing. You can't recruit en masse through thousands of emails. When you work towards your goals, you become healthier and healthier, mentally. It is very hard to do with a negative attitude. You just need to become more and more positive. And then you start to succeed. And starting to succeed is like winning a race and having the audience cheer. That makes you feel happy and motivates you to work even harder and achieve even more. The law of concentration states that whatever you dwell upon, grows. The more you think about something, the more it becomes part of your reality. Do one thing at a time. Start the day with a list of things you have to do, and do the most important things first. We cannot get what we've never had, unless we're willing to do what we've never done. Communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. The only time you'll ever have is now. Treat objections as requests for further information. Those who start in business with too little money are more likely to succeed than those who start with too much. Energy and imagination are the springboards to wealth creation. The potential of the average person is like a huge ocean unsailed, a new continent unexplored, a world of possibilities waiting to be released and channeled toward some great good. A feeling of continuous growth is a wonderful source of motivation and self-confidence. Don't be reluctant to give of yourself generously, it's the mark of caring and compassion and personal greatness. One good idea is all you need to start a fortune. Worry is negative goal setting. Money is hard to earn and easy to lose. Guard yours with care. Your greatest resource is your time. The value of a relationship is in direct proportion to the time that you invest in the relationship. You cannot eat every tadpole and frog in the pond, but you can eat the biggest and ugliest one, and that will be enough, at least for the time being. The way you give your name to others is a measure of how much you like and respect yourself. Issue a blanket pardon. Forgive everyone who has ever hurt you in any way. Forgiveness is a perfectly selfish act. It sets you free from the past. Leaders are made, not born. You learn to become a leader by doing what other excellent leaders have done before you. You become proficient in your job or skill, and then you become proficient at understanding the motivations and behaviors of other people. 90 to 95% of people will withdraw to the comfort zone when what they try doesn't work. Only that small percentage, 5 or 10%, will continually improve themselves. They will continually push themselves out into the zone of discomfort. And these are always the highest performers in every field. Dare to go forward. Courage is the mark of greatness in leadership. To increase your level of self-acceptance, think of your unique talents and abilities. Today the greatest single source of wealth is between your ears. If you can dream it, you can do it. Your limits are all within yourself. The future belongs to the competent. It belongs to those who are very, very good at what they do. It does not belong to the well-meaning. Be thankful for all your blessings. An appreciative person makes a pleasant and optimistic person. If you conduct yourself as though you expect to be successful and happy, you will seldom be disappointed. The starting point of great success and achievement has always been the same. It is for you to dream big dreams. There is nothing more important, and nothing that works faster than for you to cast off your own limitations than for you to begin dreaming and fantasizing about the wonderful things that you can become, have, and do. Develop the winning edge. Small differences in your performance can lead to large differences in your results. Excellence is not a destination, it is a continuous journey that never ends. We have a mental block inside us that stops us from earning more than we think we are worth. If we want to earn more in reality, we have to upgrade our self-concept. When you engage in systematic, purposeful acting, using and stretching your abilities to the maximum, you cannot help but feel positive and confident about yourself. One of the best uses of your time is to increase your competence in your key result areas. The simple act of writing down a goal and making a written plan for its accomplishment moves you to the top 3%. Never consider the possibility of failure. As long as you persist, you will be successful. Assume that whatever situation you are facing at the moment is exactly the right situation you need to ultimately be successful. This situation has been sent to help you become better, to help you expand and grow. Remember, you only have to succeed the last time. You must master your time rather than becoming a slave to the constant flow of events and demands on your time. And you must organize your life to achieve balance, harmony, and inner peace. Always choose the future over the past. What do we do now? The quality of love and the duration of a relationship are in direct proportion to the depth of the commitment by both people to making the relationship successful. Commit yourself wholeheartedly and unconditionally to the most important people in your life. To earn more, you must learn more. A major stimulant to creative thinking is focused questions. There is something about a well-worded question that often penetrates to the heart of the matter and triggers new ideas and insights. The kindest thing you can do for the people you care about is to become a happy, joyous person. The clearer you are about the consequences of your actions and the more intensely you desire to enjoy the consequences that your behaviors may lead to, the more motivated you will be. Your ability to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing, the most important thing, and stay at it until it is complete, is an essential prerequisite for success. Your self-confidence is directly connected to how much you feel you are making a difference in the world. Never assume you understand. Ask the questions. Refuse to compromise what you know to be right for anyone or anything. Intellectual capital is the most valuable of all factors of production. Winding up unfinished business with another person can give you a great burst of positive energy. Goals are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. Think on paper and write them down. The comfort zone is the great enemy of courage and confidence. Make a decision to be successful right now. Most people never decide to be wealthy, and that is why they retire poor. The average person works at 50% or less of their potential. Your job is to unleash that extra 50%. All improvement in your life begins with an improvement in your mental pictures. Think about your goals and review them daily. Every morning when you begin, take action on the most important task you can accomplish to achieve your most important goal at the moment. If you want to be successful, find someone who has already done it and do it the same way they did. Be loyal to your boss, your company, your coworkers. Someone is always listening. Self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. Your self-image controls your performance. See yourself as confident and in complete control. Poor or fuzzy communications are major time wasters. Take the time to be crystal clear in your communications with others. There are no unrealistic goals, only unrealistic deadlines. Telling is not selling. Only asking questions is selling. Financial security and independence are like a three-legged stool resting on savings, insurance, and investments. No matter what you have done to this moment, you get 24 brand new hours to spend every single day. How much we like ourselves governs our performance. Your determination to become a more optimistic person in every part of your life will do more to ensure your success and happiness than any other single quality you can develop. The thrill of achievement comes from overcoming adversity in the accomplishment of an important goal. Respect is the key determinant of high-performance leadership. How much people respect you determines how well they perform. Incorrect assumptions lie at the root of every failure. Have the courage to test your assumptions. You can get control of your tasks and activities only to the degree that you stop doing some things and start spending more time on the few activities that can really make a difference in your life. There are never any traffic jams on the extra mile. You can achieve almost any goal if you just do what other successful people have done to achieve the same goals before you. Successful people save in prosperous times so they have a financial cushion in times of recession. To discover new continents, you must be willing to lose sight of the shore. You are a potential genius. There is no problem you cannot solve, and no answer you cannot find somewhere. You can develop any habit or thought or behavior that you consider desirable or necessary. Your frog should be the most difficult item on your things to-do list, the one where you're most likely to procrastinate, because, if you eat that first, it'll give you energy and momentum for the rest of the day. Everything that you do or say that raises the self-esteem of another raises yours as well. Reinforce what you want to see repeated. What gets rewarded gets done. I think the critical thing is the product or service that you're trying to raise money for. And probably the best description of that, people should say when they hear, "This is what I want to do. This is what I want to bring to the market." They should say, "Gee, that's a great idea," or "Gee, why hasn't somebody else thought of that before? Well, that's an incredible idea." In other words, the more a person is delighted, or astonished, or happy with your product, or service, or idea, the more happy they are to put up money for it. The process of writing a book is like the process of preparing a dinner. Serving dishes, choosing ingredients, and so on. My secret for writing is going back to clarity. I'm very clear about what I want to accomplish, the goal, and then the next two are focus and concentration. And I've probably spent my whole life both practicing those two and teaching them. Focus. Focus on a single point, and concentration. And concentrating on a single thing till it's done. It's astonishing how many business owners are terrified of selling. Salespeople who see the most people a day are the highest paid regardless of the economy. Resolve in advance to persist until you succeed, no matter what the difficulty. The great secret to success is that there are no secrets of success. There are only timeless principles that have proven effective throughout the centuries. A clear vision, backed by definite plans, gives you a tremendous feeling of confidence and personal power. All the businesses from the beginning of history have struggled with product development, assuming there is a market, doing the market testing and so on. But now they start with customer development. Get the customer who says, "Yes, I want that. I need it. I want to use it. I'll pay for it." And then you go back and work with your engineers. It is changing the world. People love fast. When you're fast, people think you're smart, think your products are of higher quality, think your management is of higher quality, think that you're worth more, and they're willing to pay more money for it. So, I'm really big into speed. Whatever you are, always be a good one. Your current situations or problems have been sent to you to teach you valuable lessons for success and happiness. What are they? If you have a clear goal and a plan to achieve it, your focus is fixed on a set course of action. Instead of becoming sidetracked by distractions and diversions, your time is focused on a straight line from start to finish. Managed by responsibility.it is a powerful way to grow people. Take complete control over the messages you allow into your conscious mind. Any goal can be achieved if you break it down into enough small parts. Ideas will be the major source of new wealth. Most successful businesses in the country were started on a kitchen table. As long as people have needs unmet or problems unsolved, there are business opportunities. So, always start with a product, always start with a customer. Always start with a service and how this product or service will dramatically improve the quality of the life or the work of the customer. Activity equals results. If you want to increase your success, increase your activity. Increase contact with customers. The more people you contact, the higher your sales will be because of the law of probabilities. The checklist is one of the most high-powered productivity tool ever discovered. The product has to work. It has to be a good product. An enormous number of them are all hype with no value at all. People get into them because they want to make a lot of quick, easy money. I always say there are two things to be successful. The first is decide exactly what you want, set your goals, and then determine how you will achieve them, what skills you will have to learn, what actions will you have to take. And these are totally under your control. These are not dependent upon anyone else. Leaders tap into the emotions of their people by getting excited themselves. A wish has been defined as a goal with no energy behind it. Hope is not a strategy. There just isn't enough time for everything on our to-do list, and there never will be. Successful people don't try to do everything. They learn to focus on the most important tasks and make sure they get done. The better organized you are in the simple things, the more spontaneous and free you can be in the important things. Your life only gets better when you get better, and you can improve yourself without limit. Learn something new every day. In the final analysis, you always get paid for your results. Most companies, 97% or more, put all their focus on clever advertising and clever taglines to get people to buy average or mediocre products. You need to back off and offer a really good product or service. So many people spend so much time on things that aren't important. It's the difference between success and failure. Many successful people get up before 6 a.m. in the morning. They have rituals. They exercise, stretch, organize their day, and walk through that series of rituals. Decide for yourself what makes you truly happy and then organize your life around it. Write down your goals and make plans to achieve them. Your thoughts, vividly imagined and repeated, charged with emotion, become your reality. If you want to be in network marketing, you have to be extremely literate online. If you take all the marketing books in the world and distill them, the key to marketing is hope. People buy hope, the hope that you will help them solve a problem or achieve a goal. The people running the business have to be people of good character. They have to have good internet support. You can't be struggling to get payments. It has to be properly organized. You can only beat that horse of good and easy money so many times before it eventually dies. The greatest $1 million insight I can give anybody is find a big problem and then solve it in a big way. Everybody has a need for speed, and you actually make your product, or services more attractive when you do them fast. The more people you contact, the higher your sales will be because of the law of probabilities. The important thing is the 80-20 rule. 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. This means that if you're doing 10 tasks, 2 are going to be vastly more important than others. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Say thank you to everyone you meet for everything they do for you. Focus very clearly on a few small things. The purpose of a business is to give someone something that they want. Have a product or service that's really excellent. What can you offer that no one else can offer and will satisfy them at a higher level than what anyone else can? To be successful, you need to really work hard. And every study in the last 50 years says that successful people say, I am not smarter than anybody else. I just want to work harder and longer. No matter how successful you've been in the past, the question is, what's your next miracle? You do not need to be different from who you are. You only need to be more of the person you already are. 80% of all products and services that will be on the market in 5 years do not exist today. So therefore, always be innovative, always be creative, always think, what new products or services could I create, could I represent, could I joint venture? Sometimes you can find someone else that has a fabulous product or service that you can use your existing business or resources to sell, and you can double your income or sales in your business by selling somebody else's product to the same customers that are buying yours. Be clear about your goal, but be flexible about the process of achieving it. The foundation of lasting self-confidence and self-esteem is excellence, mastery of your work. Persistence is the great measure of individual human character. Decide today to design and build the ideal relationship in your life. It's up to you. A goal without a plan is only a dream. There's only one direction you can coast downhill. Personal development is your springboard to personal excellence. Ongoing, continuous, non-stop personal development literally assures you that there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Every single life only becomes great when the individual sets upon a goal or goals which they really believe in, which they can really commit themselves to, which they can put their whole heart and soul into. To be wealthy, you must develop a burning desire for wealth and financial independence. Resolve to be among the top 20% of salespeople who make 80% of the sales. Manage by objectives. Tell people exactly what you want them to do and then get out of their way. Combine the dual qualities of empathy and ambition in every sales relationship. Persistence is the measurement of your belief in yourself. There is a direct relationship between your own level of self-esteem and the health of your personality. The more you like and respect yourself, the more you like and respect other people. The more you consider yourself to be a valuable and worthwhile person, the more you consider others to be valuable and worthwhile as well. The more you accept yourself just as you are, the more you accept others just as they are. When we look back over the landscape of our lives from any particular vantage point, we will find that the most valuable and the most precious things that we have ever enjoyed or experienced are caught up in the quality and quantity of the loving relationships that we have enjoyed. That if any time of life we look back and we have accomplished anything else in the world, financially or materially or politically or any other way, and we do not have high-quality loving relationships to fall back on and to remember and to think about and to enjoy, to that degree we have failed as human beings. Your ability to work with others on a complex task is a critical skill for advancement at work. Eat that frog. If you have to eat 3 frogs, eat the biggest and ugliest one first. Positive thinkers think and talk continually about solutions, and negative thinkers continually talk and think about problems. Keep your mind solution-focused rather than problem-focused. You can't help the poor by becoming one of them. Success is the ability to live your life, the way you want to live it, doing what you enjoy most, surrounded by people you admire and respect. If you can get yourself to read 30 minutes a day, you're going to double your income every year. Knowledge is the raw material of production and value in this age. It used to be that the main difference between people in our society was between those who have more and those who have less. Today, however, the difference is between those who know more and those who know less. Your financial success is directly related to the size of the problem you solve for other people. Solve big problems and you'll make big money. Become the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title or position. It is not failure itself that holds you back. It is the fear of failure that paralyzes you. One quality of leaders and high achievers in every area seems to be a commitment to ongoing personal and professional development. Committing your goals to paper increases the likelihood of your achieving them by 1000%. All skills are learnable. Most great fortunes are built slowly. They are based on the principle of compound interest, what Albert Einstein called the greatest power in the universe. The best words for resolving a disagreement are, "I could be wrong, I often am. It's true." Define your goals in terms of the activities necessary to achieve them, and concentrate on those activities. Most of your happiness will come from your relationships with others. Handle them with care. Telling is not selling. Never make a statement if you can phrase it in the form of a question. In the sales profession, the real work begins after the sale is made. In life you can never be too kind or too fair. Everyone you meet is carrying a heavy load. When you go through your day expressing kindness and courtesy to all you meet, you leave behind a feeling of warmth and good cheer, and you help alleviate the burdens everyone is struggling with. Rewrite your major goals every day, in the present tense, exactly as if they already existed. Dress for success. Image is very important. People judge you by the way you look on the outside. People create their own success by learning what they need to learn and then by practicing it until they become proficient at it. Economists say the inability to delay gratification is a primary predictor of economic failure in life. If there is no cure, you must endure. You are no longer paid just for the hours that you put in, but for what you put into those hours. There are, basically, three kinds of people: the unsuccessful, the temporarily successful, and those who become and remain successful. The difference is character. Everything you have in your life, you have attracted to yourself because of the way you think, because of the person that you are. You can change your life because you can change the way you think. When you make a to-do list, you should also make a to-not-do list. Warren Buffett was asked about the secret to success, and he said that it was saying no to almost everything. Some of those little tasks won't matter as long as you get the big tasks done. The law of cause and effect: if you do what other successful people do, you will eventually get the results that other successful people get. The most powerful predictable people builders are praise and encouragement. Integrity is the most valuable and respected quality of leadership. Always keep your word. When you see yourself as calm, positive, truthful, and possessed of high character, you behave with greater strength. Other people respect you more. You feel in control of yourself and the situation. Fast tempo is essential for success. Do it, fix it, try it. Your competitive advantage must be perceivable, promotable, and something the market will pay for. As a business owner or manager, you know that hiring the wrong person is the most costly mistake you can make. Aristotle once said that wisdom, the ability to make good decisions, is a combination of experience plus reflection. The more time that you take to think about your experiences, the more vital lessons you will gain from them. Almost all stress, tension, anxiety, and frustration, both in life and in work, comes from doing one thing while you believe and value something completely different. You contain within yourself a unique combination of talents and abilities which, properly identified and applied, will enable you to achieve virtually any goal you can set for yourself. The more times and the more different things you try, the more likely it is that you will succeed. Action without planning is the cause of all failure. Action with planning is the cause of all success. You cannot control all of what happens to you, but you can control your attitude toward all of what happens to you. You can choose to be happy and grateful rather than disappointed and bitter, by focusing on how it could have turned out worse but didn't, rather than how it could have turned out better but didn't. No matter how many personal productivity techniques you master, there will always be more to do than you can ever accomplish in the time you have available to you, no matter how much it is. There is a direct relationship between self-discipline and self-esteem. If you move boldly in the direction of your goals, unseen forces will come to your aid. Some people make that decision at 15 and some people make it at 50, and most people never make it all. The best time to practice mental rehearsal is at night in bed, just before you fall asleep. The last thing you do before you doze off is to imagine yourself performing at your best the following day. You will be amazed at how often the upcoming event or experience happens exactly as you imagined it. The purpose of time management and getting more done in less time is to enable you to spend more face time with the people you care about and doing the things that give you the greatest amount of joy in life. The starting point of great success in your life begins, in the simplest terms, when you discipline yourself to think and talk about only the things you want and refuse to think and talk about anything you don't want. At least 80% of millionaires are self-made. That is, they started with nothing but ambition and energy, the same way most of us start. One of the marks of excellent people is that they never compare themselves with others. They only compare themselves with themselves and with their past accomplishments and future potential. You have available to you, right now, a powerful supercomputer. This powerful tool has been used throughout history to take people from rags to riches, from poverty and obscurity to success and fame, from unhappiness and frustration to joy and self-fulfillment, and it can do the same for you. Entrepreneurial leadership requires the ability to move quickly when opportunity presents itself. Truly wealthy people develop the habit of getting rich slow rather than getting rich quick. To assure this, they have 2 rules with regard to money. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, if ever you feel tempted, refer back to rule number 1, don't lose money. People don't trust conglomerates, they trust individuals. Network marketing brings trust and the quality of the relationship to the center of the business. And it enables you to expand indefinitely, simply by expanding the number of relationships. Almost all unhappiness in life comes from the tendency to blame someone else. A person will not buy from you until he is convinced that you are a friend and are acting in his best interest. You must make this clear. Everything in life is a checklist, whether it's building a birdhouse or building a kitchen. If you don't have a checklist, you're much more likely to forget something. Be absolutely clear about who you are and what you stand for. Refuse to compromise. The foundation of confidence in virtually every field is preparation. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. If you get up by 6 a.m., exercise, plan your day, and start on your biggest task, then your whole day is different. If you do this regularly, it becomes a habit. Nobody works better under pressure. They just work faster. Persisting through lesser difficulties builds your capacity to persist through greater difficulties, and achieve even greater things. Energy and imagination are the springboards to wealth creation. Approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem or achieve a goal, not of selling a product or service. Do something to move yourself toward your major goal every day. Imagine if your business burned down and you had to walk across the street and start again, what would you do differently? Your ability to select your most important task at each moment, and then to get started on that task and to get it done both quickly and well, will probably have more of an impact on your success than any other quality or skill you can develop. The more clearly defined and keenly desired your goals, the more of your natural creativity will be released for goal attainment. Describe your product in terms of what it does, not in terms of what it is. Truthfulness is the real mark of integrity. Become the very best in your business. What you concentrate on largely determines the quality and quantity of the results that you get and the success that you enjoy. Failure is an absolute prerequisite for success. You learn to succeed by failing. The amount you laugh in your relationships with others is the true measure of the health of your personality. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off your goals. Obstacles come to instruct, not obstruct. Truthfulness is the main element of character. Dedicate yourself to continuous personal improvement. You are your most precious resource. 5 Great Habits for Better Relationships: acceptance, smile each time, appreciation, say thank you to everyone, admiration, compliment people on their appearance or clothing, etc., approval, praise immediately, specifically and repeatedly, and attention, be a good listener. Quickly say, "That's good," to every setback and adversity, and then find out what is good about it. Make a habit of dominating the listening, and let the prospect dominate the talking. You develop courage by acting courageously whenever you feel like acting otherwise. Whenever you complete a task of any size or importance, you feel a surge of energy, enthusiasm, and self-esteem. The more important the completed task, the happier, more confident, and more powerful you feel about yourself and your world. Recognize that it is natural and normal to fear rejection. The only thing wrong with it is if you allow the fear to dominate you so that it holds you back from fulfilling your potential in your business. Unsuccessful people get up whenever they feel like it, and the first thing they do is watch television, read the paper, or check email. The rest of the day is pretty much 50% below maximum performance. Your ability to get along well with others will determine your happiness and success as much as any other factor. The universe is completely balanced and in perfect order. You will always be compensated for everything that you do. Be selective about your external influences. Your multidimensional brain is influenced by everything you see, hear, read, smell, touch, feel or say. Your ability to set goals and to make plans for their accomplishment is the master skill of success. The greatest treasures of your life are associated with the people you love and who love you in return. I believe the greatest successes you will ever attain are still waiting for you on the road ahead. A goal or decision without a deadline has no urgency. It has no real beginning or end. Think before you act and then act decisively. Fortune favors the brave. Continuous personal and professional development is your key to the future. Why haven't you achieved your goals yet? What are your favorite excuses, and how do they hold you back? Your earning ability today is largely dependent upon your knowledge. Skill and your ability to combine that knowledge and skill in such a way that you contribute value for which customers are going to pay. Deal honestly and objectively with yourself. Intellectual honesty and personal courage are the hallmarks of great character. You can judge the validity of any idea or concept by asking, "Is this true for me?" Superior leaders are willing to admit a mistake and cut their losses. Be willing to admit that you've changed your mind. Don't persist when the original decision turns out to be a poor one. Your customer is anyone who depends on you, or who you depend on for success. Customers today want the very most and the very best for the very least amount of money, and on the best terms. Only the individuals and companies that provide absolutely excellent products and services at absolutely excellent prices will survive. Action orientation is the mark of the superior executive. This powerful, practical book, based on years of proven and profitable experience, shows you how to leverage your special talents to maximize the opportunities surrounding you. The compound effect is a treasure chest of ideas for achieving greater success than you ever thought possible. Decide how much you want to be earning 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years from today. What will you have to do to achieve these amounts? Never criticize, condemn, or complain in a conversation with a customer or prospect. Your beliefs about yourself and your world create your expectations. Your expectations determine your attitude. Your attitude determines your behavior and the way you relate to other people. And the way you behave toward and relate to other people determines how they relate to and behave toward you. Flexibility in a time of great change is a vital quality of leadership. Your life is the sum total of all your choices up to this present minute. Make a game of finding something positive in every situation. 95% of your emotions are determined by how you interpret events to yourself. Worry is a sustained form of fear caused by indecision. I believe the greatest achievements of your life lie ahead of you. You are always free to choose what you do first, what you do second, and what you do not do at all. Outstanding leaders have a sense of mission, a belief in themselves and the value of their work. The value of a promise is the cost to you of keeping your word. When you allow yourself to begin to dream big dreams, creatively abandon the activities that are taking up too much of your time, and focus your inward energies on alleviating your main constraints, you start to feel an incredible sense of power and confidence. Lack of planning is the cause of most failures. Praise is a powerful people builder. Catch individuals doing something right. The mark of the superior thinker is his or her ability to accurately predict the consequences of doing or not doing something. Structure your presentation so that you appeal to the different interests of the different decision-makers involved. You can make excuses or you can make progress. You choose. The unsuccessful salesperson says, "The other guy has the best territory." The successful salesperson says, "Every territory is the best one." The unsuccessful salesperson says, "That company will never buy." The successful salesperson says, "I can make that company buy." Almost any decision is better than no decision at all. If you could find out what the most successful people did in any area and then you did the same thing over and over, you'd eventually get the same result they do. Your physical, mental, and intellectual resources, continually growing and changing, are your personal capital. Determine a single measure that you can use to grade your progress and success in each area of your life. Refer to it daily. 80% of life's satisfaction comes from meaningful relationships. To overcome fear, act as if it were impossible to fail, and it shall be. All great success and achievement is preceded and accompanied by hard work. When in doubt, try harder. And if that doesn't work, try harder still. Growth and fulfillment come from abandoning old practices and embracing new ones. Circumstances do not make the man or woman, they merely reveal them. Avoid negative people at all costs. They are the greatest destroyers of self-confidence and self-esteem. Practice is the price of mastery. Whatever you practice over and over again becomes a new habit of thought and performance. Entrepreneurship is the art of finding profitable solutions to problems. The more clear your vision of health, happiness, and prosperity, the faster you move toward it and the faster it moves toward you. Failing to plan means planning to fail. What are your goals? Failure is an indispensable prerequisite of success. It is how you learn the lessons you need. In reframing, you interpret the event in a positive way. You change your language. Instead, if defining it as a problem, you reframe it as a situation. A problem is something that is upsetting and stressful. A situation is something that you simply deal with. Do the tasks that causes you the most fear, anxiety, or stress, and get over it. The difference between the hero and the coward is that the hero sticks in there 5 minutes longer. Develop a clear vision for your organization. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What one skill, if you developed it, could have the greatest positive impact on your career. This is the key to your future. Great genius you already have. The superconscious mind is invariably triggered by definition, and by decisiveness. Unconditional acceptance of others is the key to happy relationships. Your greatest asset is your earning ability, to apply your knowledge, skills in order to get results which others will pay. Your mind will always try to complete what it pictures, so always picture success no matter how badly things are going at the moment. In times of turbulence and rapid change, you must constantly be re-evaluating yourself relative to the new realities. When you remain angry with another person, you give away your emotional control to that person each time you think of him or her. You allow him or her to control your emotions at long distance. By not forgiving, you allow that person to run your emotional life, exactly as if he or she were right there with you and the situation was occurring all over again. When you believe that other people think highly of you, your level of self-acceptance and self-esteem goes straight up. Your ability to set and achieve goals is perhaps the most important skill you can ever develop. Time is your most precious resource. Make every minute count. The glue that holds all relationships together is trust, and trust is based on integrity. You can always tell your true values by looking at your behavior, especially under pressure. If you have 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. Women are complex and subtle. Men are simple and direct. Success is goals, everything else is commentary. Continuously give without recollecting and get without overlooking dependably. The future belongs to the competent. Being happy requires that you define your life in your own terms and then throw your whole heart into living your life to the fullest. In a way, happiness requires that you be perfectly selfish in order to develop yourself to a point where you can be unselfish for the rest of your life. Success comes in cans, not can'ts. Plan your work and work your plan. Decide in advance exactly how you are going to get from where you are to where you want to go. Design your financial future in every respect, and then make a plan to achieve it. Refuse to let the fear of rejection hold you back. Remember, rejection is never personal. Until you commit your goals to paper, you have intentions that are seeds without soil. It's quantity of time at home and quality of time at work that counts. Don't mix them up. 100 years ago, even 20 or 30 years ago, it was possible, if not always easy, to close major business by calling on and satisfying a key decision maker. Today, every piece of business entails multiple decisions, and those decisions are virtually never made by the same person. Not only do you have to contend with multiple decisions, but the people who make those decisions may not even work in the same place. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Leaders set high standards. Refuse to tolerate mediocrity or poor performance. Satisfy the deep subconscious needs of your customers, to feel important, to feel valued, respected, and worthwhile. Every employee must be essential to the functions of the organization. Spouses should spend at least 1 full hour each day talking together about subjects that have nothing to do with their work or business. Children need at least 10 minutes of face-to-face contact with their parents each day. The purpose of a business is to create and keep a customer. All business activities must be focused on this central purpose. Knowing how to deal with change effectively is a primary requirement for living successfully in perhaps the most exciting time in all of human history. Be a creator of circumstances rather than just a creature of circumstances. Be proactive rather than reactive. I believe each person is more creative than he or she has ever imagined. The primary reason for underachievement and failure is that the great majority of people don't decide to be successful. Every experience is a positive experience if I view it as an opportunity for growth and self-mastery. Discipline is what you must have to resist the lure of excuses. What would you dare to dream if you knew you wouldn't fail? Express your admiration for the traits, possessions, or accomplishments of your customer. Little things mean a lot. Your own level of self-acceptance is determined largely by how well you feel you are accepted by the important people in your life. The 3 C's of leadership are consideration, caring, and courtesy. Be polite to everyone. In every company which I have done strategic planning, the number 1 value people choose is always integrity. The second values may be quality of products and services, caring about people, excellent customer service, profitability, innovation, entrepreneurship, and others. But integrity always comes first. Order is heaven's first law. Order is earth's first law, too. List 20 things you are going to do in the next 30 days to fast start your career. Then take action on at least one of them. Flood your life with ideas from many sources. Creativity needs to be exercised like a muscle. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Self-discipline is a great time saver. It is the ability to make yourself work on only those things that are most important to you. Get moving. The more ground you cover, the more people you see, the more successful you will be. If you want to be the best, find out what the top people do it yourself. The natural tendency of all human behavior is toward the path of least resistance. When you resist this tendency, you become stronger and more powerful. The difference between successes and failures in life is simply that winners take the first step. Keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. You cannot save time, but you can spend time differently. The only thing that you can never have too much of is love. If you're unhappy, what is it in your life that you're not facing? Fear and self-doubt have always been the greatest enemies of human potential. Get the facts. Ask questions and listen intently to the answers before responding. Only about 2% of people can work entirely without supervision. We call those people leaders. This is the kind of person you are meant to be and that you can be, if you decide to be. Only undertake what you can do in an excellent fashion. There are no prizes for average performance. Whatever is expressed is impressed. Whatever you say to yourself, with emotion, generates thoughts, ideas and behaviors consistent with those words. Cast aside your doubts. Make a total commitment to living the life you were meant to live. Courage combined with integrity is the foundation of character. Exceptional performers are masterful opportunists, keenly alert to opportunity. Throughout the developed world, we have moved from manpower to mind power. We have moved from the use of physical muscle to the use of mental muscle. Clarity is essential. Knowing exactly what you want builds your self-confidence immeasurably. The more accurately you can think about who you are, what you want to accomplish and how to accomplish it, the more successful you will be. Live your life in every way to earn and keep the respect of the people you respect. Every minute you spend in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. This gives you a 1000% return on energy. The predominant quality of successful people is optimism. Your level of optimism is the very best predictor of how happy, healthy, wealthy, and long-lived you will be. Flood your mind continually with pictures of the health, happiness, and prosperity that you desire. Learn from the experts. Study successful men and women and do what they do and you'll be successful too. Your most important tasks and priorities are those that can have the most serious consequences, positive or negative, on your life or work. Focus on these above all. Many parents make the mistake of giving love and approval to their children only when their children do something that they want them to do. Every experience in your life is being orchestrated to teach you something you need to know to move forward. Develop and maintain momentum by working continuously toward your sales goals every day. To be truly happy, you need a clear sense of meaning and purpose in life. The fundamental glue that holds any relationship together is trust. After every difficulty, ask yourself 2 questions: what did I do right, and what would I do differently? When you start doing what you love to do, you will never work another day in your life. I believe each person has far more intelligence than they have ever used. Failure is a prerequisite for great success. If you want to succeed faster, double your rate of failure. The whole purpose of working is to support your ideal lifestyle. Don't fall in love with your own excuses. Nobody values your time but you. Refuse to make excuses or blame others. The leader always says, if it's to be, it's up to me. Success can lead to complacency, and complacency is the greatest enemy of success. To improve your life, be prepared to make new choices and decisions. The biggest enemies we have to overcome on the road to success are not a lack of ability and a lack of opportunity, but fears of failure and rejection and the doubts that they trigger. Self-acceptance begins in infancy, with the influence of your parents and siblings and other important people. Learn from the experts. You will not live long enough to figure it all out by yourself. Write while the heat is in you. The writer who postpones the recording of his thoughts uses an iron which has cooled to burn a hole with. He cannot inflame the minds of his audience. To achieve something you've never achieved before, you must become someone you've never been before. One of the things we know is that you cannot motivate other people, but you can remove the obstacles that stop them from motivating themselves. All motivation is self-motivation. Be more concerned about what's right rather than who's right. Knowledge and know-how are the real sources of value and riches. You can learn anything you need to learn to achieve any goal you can set for yourself. If you do not do the thing you fear, the fear controls your life. The reason for living is to have great relationships, to have people you love and respect and who love and respect you. Do your own market research. Ask your last 10 customers exactly why they bought from you. Ignorance breeds fear. The more you learn about your subject, the less fear it holds for you. If you don't actively and decidedly choose to be the best, you automatically default to the lower 80% in your field. The effective leader recognizes that she is more dependent on her people than they are on her. Walk softly. If you think education is expensive, you should try ignorance. If you associate with turkeys, you will never fly with the eagles. Success is not a miracle. Nor is it a matter of luck. Everything happens for a reason, good or bad, positive or negative. Sometimes you can defuse a difficult situation simply by being willing to understand the other person. Often all that people need is to know that someone else cares about how they feel and is attempting to understand their position. Your brain has more than 100 billion cells, each connected to at least 20,000 other cells. The possible combinations are greater than the number of molecules in the known universe. The solution to the problems of marriage and parenting is simple. Spend more time with the people you care about the most. Transformational leaders pick the right people, match them to the right jobs, achieve mutual clarity on the desired results, and then they get out of the way and leave the individual with maximum freedom to perform. You are always free to choose what you do with your life. To make changes in your future, make new choices today. The very act of accepting responsibility short-circuits and cancels out any negative emotions you may be experiencing. Goals that are not written down and developed into plans are like bullets without powder in the cartridge. People with unwritten goals go through life shooting blanks. The only thing we know about the future is that it will be faster changing and more unpredictable than the present. The future of network marketing is unlimited. There's no end in sight. It will continue to grow because better people are getting into it. Soon, it will be one of the most respected business methods in the world. Single-minded concentration in the direction of your dreams intensifies your desires and increases your self-confidence. Success comes when you do what you love to do, and commit to being the best in your field. Every act of self-discipline increases your confidence, trust, and belief in yourself and your abilities. One of the most important rules for success is this: every great success is the result of hundreds and thousands of small efforts and accomplishments that no one sees or appreciates. Goals in writing are dreams with deadlines. The key of success is for you to set one big, challenging goal and then to pay any price, overcome any obstacle and persist through any difficulty until you finally achieve it. Persistence is the iron quality of success. if you persist long enough you must eventually succeed. Success equals goals, all else is commentary. Your self-confidence increases when you know you are living your life according to your highest values. The tragedy is that everyone thinks they already have goals, but what they really have are hopes and wishes. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but people who put them into effect are extremely rare. Be the minority and make it happen. When you find your heart's desire, you'll have the key to unlocking your potential in every other part of your life. Courage comes from acting courageously on a day-to-day basis. If you did not care at all what anyone else thought about you, what would you do differently or change in your life? Learn something new. Try something different. Convince yourself that you have no limits. Between you and every goal that you wish to achieve, there is a series of obstacles, and the bigger the goal, the bigger the obstacles. Every positive change in your life begins with a clear, unequivocal decision that you are going to either do something or stop doing something. Stress comes from within. It is your reaction to circumstances, not the circumstances themselves. The more you do for others without expectation of return, the more you'll get back from the most unexpected sources. Every great human achievement is preceded by extended periods of dedicated, concentrated effort. The definition of flexibility is being constantly open to the fact that you might be on the wrong track. Do one small thing immediately. Often this is all you need to do to get started. The more excited and committed you are to your work, the more excited and committed will be the people around you. The leader always sets the tone for the department or organization. You can accomplish virtually any goal you set for yourself, as long as the goal is clear and you persist long enough. Your subconscious mind makes all your words and actions fit a pattern consistent with your self-concept and your innermost beliefs about yourself. No one makes you feel anything. It is how you react and respond that determines your emotions. Follow up and follow through until the task is completed, the prize won. Set peace of mind as your highest goal, and organize your life around it. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. If you change your thinking, you change your life. Everything counts. Everything you do helps or hurts, adds up or takes away. The more reasons you have for achieving your goal, the more determined you will become. Decide upon your major definite purpose in life and then organize all your activities around it. The better you think, the better decisions you make. The better decisions you make, the better actions you take. The better actions you take, the better results you get. The more clear you are about what you want, the more motivated and determined you will be to accomplish it. You determine your future by the thoughts and pictures you hold in your mind today. What activities, behaviors, or decisions have been most responsible for your success in life? Do more of them. Self-responsibility is the core quality of the fully mature, fully functioning, self-actualizing individual. Think continually about what you want, not about the things you fear. If you were starting over today, what would you do differently? Whatever your answer, start doing it now. Every study of high-achieving men and women proves that greatness in life is only possible when you become outstanding at your chosen field. The first quality of courage is the willingness to launch with no guarantees. The second quality of courage is the ability to endure when there is no success in sight. The fact is that you can't do everything that you have to do. You have to procrastinate on something. Therefore, procrastinate on small tasks. Attentive listening to others lets them know that you love them and builds trust, the foundation of a loving relationship. Always focus on accomplishments rather than activities. I believe the happiest moments of your life are yet to come. I believe in the perfect outcome in every area of my life. Expect to be successful. Expect to win. Indecision is a major time waster. 80% of decisions should be made the first time they come up. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. The greatest poverty in America today is time poverty. People have money, but they don't have time. Turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stones to success. Destructive criticism is the biggest single enemy of human potential. It is worse than cancer or heart disease. While those diseases can ultimately lead to the deterioration and death of an individual, destructive criticism kills the soul of the person but leaves the body walking around. Your income is a direct reward for the quality and quantity of the services you render to your world. Whatever field you are in, if you want to double your income, you simply have to double the quality and quantity of what you do for that income. Or you have to change activities and occupations so that what you are doing is worth twice as much. One of the most important rules of personal effectiveness is the 10-90 rule. There are acres of diamonds in the problem you have before you right now. Every great move forward in your life begins with a leap of faith, a step into the unknown. You begin to fly when you let go of self-limiting beliefs and allow your mind and aspirations to rise to greater heights. The more you teach positive ideas to others, the better you learn them yourself. Failure is an inside job. So is success. If you want to achieve, you have to win the war in your thinking first. Your persistence is your belief in yourself. By acting in a positive, pleasant and optimistic way, you become a positive, optimistic and enjoyable person. Decide exactly what you want and resolve to persist, no matter what, until you achieve it. Make a commitment today to something bigger and more important than yourself. It doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter how poor you are, it doesn't matter where your family was. It all doesn't matter. You can achieve anything if you have really clear goals and if you work really hard to learn what you need to learn. If you envy successful people, you create a negative force field of attraction that repels you from ever doing the things that you need to do to be successful. If you admire successful people, you create a positive force field of attraction that draws you toward becoming more and more like the kinds of people that you want to be like. There are no accidents. Success is the result of doing the right thing, in the right way, over and over. When you are younger, you worry about what people think about you. When you are older, you realize that no one was ever thinking about you at all. Be prepared to ride the cycles and trends of life. Success is never permanent, and failure is never final. Think about your goals at every opportunity throughout the day. Your ability to negotiate, communicate, influence, and persuade others to do things is absolutely indispensable to everything you accomplish in life. You can never rise higher than your expectations of yourself. Expect the best. The more you like yourself, the better you perform in everything that you do. The better you get at your key skills, the more you accomplish in a shorter period of time. The greatest enemies of success and happiness are negative emotions of all kinds. All great success is preceded by failure. Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses. It's the risk takers that move the human race forward. Your most valuable asset can be your willingness to persist longer than anyone else. An attitude of positive expectation is the mark of the superior personality. Above all, you must maintain a positive mental attitude, looking for the good in every situation, and remain determined to be a completely positive person. When you want something badly enough, you will develop the confidence and the ability to overcome any obstacle in your way. Whenever you set a goal of any kind, you will have to grow and develop to the point where you are ready to achieve it. Overlearning, overpreparing gives you the winning edge in any area. There is an interesting point about the price of success. It must always be paid in full and in advance. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to be healthy, happy, thin, and rich. But most people are not willing to pay the price. You are where you are and what you are because of yourself, nothing else. Nature is neutral. Nature doesn't care. If you do what other successful people do, you will enjoy the same results and rewards that they do. And if you don't, you won't. The quality of your life is determined by how you feel at any given moment. How you feel is determined by how you interpret what is happening around you, not by the events themselves. You will regret many things in life, but you will never regret being too kind or too fair. Happiness and high come to you when you choose to live your life consistent with your highest values and your deepest convictions. Leadership is the ability to get extraordinary achievement from ordinary people. Self-esteem and self-love are the opposites of fear. The more you like yourself, the less you fear anything. Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. All lasting wealth comes from enriching others in some way. The one human quality that must be developed is self-discipline for success. The willpower to force yourself to do what you know you should do when you should do it, whether you like it or not, whether you feel like it or not. Success is tons of discipline. Everything you do is triggered by an emotion of either desire or fear. You are positive, creative and happy to the degree to which you eliminate negative emotions from your life. Accept that you are where you are and what you are because of your own choices and decisions. The day that you stop learning is the day that you start decreasing your rewards and start suffering from frustration and lower levels of satisfaction. For every difficulty that supposedly stops a person from succeeding, there are thousands who have had it a lot worse and have succeeded anyway. So can you. If you want to develop courage, then simply act courageously when it's called for. If you do something over and over again, you develop a habit. Some people develop the habit of courage. Some people develop the habit of non-courage. Ask for what you want, ask for help, ask for input, ask for advice and ideas, but be afraid to ask. Integrity is the foundation upon which all other values are built. Continually push yourself out of your comfort zone. Push yourself to stretch as you try new things each day. Look for the good in every person and every situation. You'll almost always find it. Life is like a combination lock. Your job is to find the right numbers, in the right order, so you can have everything you want. The word no is a great time saver. Say no to anything that is not the highest and best use of your time. Change your thinking, and you will change your life. It is not what you say or hope or wish or intend, but only what you do that counts. Your choices tell you unerringly who you really are. The price of success must be paid in full, in advance. Positive emotional energy is the key to health, happiness, and well-being. The more positive you are, the better your life will be in every area. Your rewards in life will be determined by what you do, how well you do it, and the difficulty of replacing you. Build wisdom and confidence in others by forcing them to think and decide for themselves. You cannot increase the quality or quantity of your achievement or performance except to the degree in which you increase your ability to use your time effectively. Perhaps the most important word in success and happiness is the word, ask. You become what you think about most of the time. Always give without remembering and always receive without forgetting. Get around the right people. Associate with positive, goal-oriented people who encourage and inspire you. The history of the human race is the history of ordinary people who have overcome their fears and accomplished extraordinary things. The fastest way for you to succeed is by piggybacking on the good advice and counsel of men and women who have already spent years learning how to succeed. When you do this on a regular and systematic basis, you will open up doors of opportunity and possibilities for you that today you cannot even imagine. If you think a certain thought long enough and hard enough, it becomes a fixed belief and you will find yourself behaving on the outside in a manner consistent with it. Being true to yourself means living in truth with each person in your life. It means refusing to say or do something that you don't believe is right. Living in truth with other people means that you refuse to stay in any situation where you are unhappy with the behavior of another person. You refuse to tolerate it. You refuse to compromise. Resolve to be a master of change rather than a victim of change. Be a lifelong student. The more you learn, the more you earn and the more self-confidence you will have. The world is full of people who are waiting for someone to come along and motivate them to be the kind of people they wish they could be. The problem is that no one is coming to the rescue. Self-confidence comes naturally when your inner life and your outer life are in harmony. You can achieve almost any goal you set for yourself as long as you have the discipline to pay the price to do what you need to do and to never give up. You can make excuses or you can make progress. You choose. Your life only gets better when you get better. The more you take on, the more efficient you become. You only learn how much you can actually do by trying to do too much. Your incredible brain can take you from rags to riches, from loneliness to popularity, and from depression to happiness and joy, if you use it properly. Control your inner dialogue. Talk to yourself positively all the time. Resolve to pay any price or make any sacrifice to get into the top 10% of your field. That payoff is incredible. Throw yourself wholeheartedly into your work. The more you enjoy it, the better you get. Perhaps the very best question that you can memorize and repeat, over and over, is, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Invest the first hour of the day, the golden hour, in yourself. A feeling of confidence and personal power comes from facing challenges and overcoming them. If you expect to be successful, you will eventually be successful. If you expect to be happy and popular, you will be happy and popular. If you expect to be healthy and prosperous, that is what will happen. Always think and talk positively about the future. Start every morning by saying, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Then, throughout the day, expect the best. Peak performance begins with your taking complete responsibility for your life and everything that happens to you. You have to set big goals for yourself. And you have to put aside all the negativity in your life that tells you that if you came from a certain education or a certain family background that you can't achieve big goals. That's one of the things that America has. If you do not have goals of your own, you are doomed forever to work to achieve the goals of someone else. Never settle for anything less than your best. You perform at your best when you are working continually on high-priority goals and objectives. Small improvements in the way you use your time can translate into major differences in your life. Self-doubt does more to sabotage individual potential than all external limitations put together. Dream big dreams. Only big dreams have the power to move your mind and spirit. Take a deep breath, relax and imagine yourself exactly as you wish to be. A person with average talent, ambition and education can outstrip a genius in society if that person has focused goals. Our mind is the most valuable possession that we have. The quality of our lives is, and will be, a reflection of how well we develop, train, and utilize this precious gift. Deal first with whatever is causing you the greatest emotional distress. Often this will break the logjam in your work and free you up mentally to complete the other tasks. Every tomorrow has two handles. You can take hold of the handle of anxiety or the handle of enthusiasm. Upon your choice so will be the day. An average person who develops the habit of setting clear priorities and getting important tasks completed quickly will run circles around a genius who talks a lot and makes wonderful plans but gets very little done. The single common denominator of men and women who achieve great things is a sense of destiny. Throughout my career, I have discovered and rediscovered a simple truth. It is this: the ability to concentrate single-mindedly on your most important task, to do it well and to finish it completely, is the key to great success, achievement, respect, status, and happiness in life. Many of the most successful men and women in the world never graduated from college. They attended the school of life instead. I believe in the perfect outcome of every situation in my life. Lack of clarity is the number one time waster. Always be asking, what am I trying to do? How am I trying to do it? Imagine your ideal future. Visualize yourself as if your life were perfect in every respect. I believe through learning and application of what you learn, you can solve any problem, overcome any obstacle and achieve any goal that you can set for yourself. Happiness and self-confidence come naturally when you feel yourself moving and progressing toward becoming the very best person you can possibly be. According to the best research, less than 3% of Americans have written goals, and less than 1% review and rewrite their goals on a daily basis. Leaders think and talk about the solutions. Followers think and talk about the problems. Optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. There are no limits on what you can achieve with your life, except the limits you accept in your mind. Everybody does the things that top people do occasionally. Top people do these things all of the time. Top people have very clear goals. They know who they are and they know what they want. They write it down and they make plans for its accomplishment. If you read 1 hour per day in your field, that will translate into about 1 book per week. 1 book per week translates into about 50 books per year. 50 books per year will translate into about 500 books over the next 10 years. Read an hour every day in your chosen field. This works out to about 1 book per week, 50 books per year, and will guarantee your success. Concentrate on the activities of prospecting, presenting and following up. The sales will take care of themselves. In a time of rapid change, standing still is the most dangerous course of action. Aspire greatly. Anything less than a commitment to excellence becomes an acceptance of mediocrity. Successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others. Unsuccessful people are always asking, "What's in it for me?" Benchmark your performance against your best competitors. Think how you can beat them next time. If you want to sail your ship in a different direction, you must turn 1 degree at a time. Start with a picture of your goal as already achieved in the future, and work back to the present. Imagine the steps that you would have taken to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Accept complete responsibility both for understanding and for being understood. Your success in your career will be in direct proportion to what you do after you've done what you are expected to do. I found every single successful person I've ever spoken to had a turning point. The turning point was when they made a clear, specific, unequivocal decision that they were going to achieve success. Some people make that decision at 15 and some people make it at 50, and most people never make it at all. Visualize and think about yourself as you would ideally like to be, not just as you are. The depth of your belief and the strength of your conviction determines the power of your personality. There are no prizes for average performance. You are fully responsible for everything you are, everything you have, and everything you become. Difficulties come not to obstruct, but to instruct. Within every setback or obstacle lie seeds of an equal or greater benefit or opportunity. All your hopes, dreams, goals and aspirations are amenable to hard work. The more positive you are when you think and work toward your goals, the faster you achieve them. Intense, burning desire is the motivational force that enables you to overcome any obstacle and achieve almost any goal. Refuse to criticize, condemn, or complain. Instead, think and talk only about the things you really want. Your success in life and work will be determined by the kinds of habits that you develop over time. The habit of setting priorities, overcoming procrastination, and getting on with your most important task is a mental and physical skill. As such, this habit is learnable through practice and repetition, over and over again, until it locks into your subconscious mind and becomes a permanent part of your behavior. We believe that 95% of your emotions are determined by the way you talk to yourself as you go throughout your day. The sad fact is that if you do not deliberately and consciously talk to yourself in a positive and constructive way, you will, by default, think about things that will make you unhappy or cause you worry and anxiety. Your mind is like a garden. If you do not deliberately plant flowers and tend carefully, weeds will grow without any encouragement at all. Simplify the task. Continually look for faster, better, easier ways to get the job done. You are a living magnet. What you attract into your life is in harmony with your dominant thoughts. There is one prevailing key to success. Do what you resolve to do. Then you'll be a success. If you can discipline yourself to follow through on your promises to yourself, your self-esteem goes up. Persistence is self-discipline in action. Self-discipline is the foundation of self-confidence. Attitude and personality are as important as experience and ability. Sometimes we need to let go of things in our lives to make room for better things. Stress less and live more. Don't waste your energy when you have the choice to be happy. Act with purpose, courage, confidence, competence, and intelligence until these qualities lock in to your subconscious mind. Your mental diet largely determines your character and your personality and almost everything that happens to you in life. When you feed your mind with positive affirmations, information, books, conversations, audio programs, and thoughts, you develop a more positive attitude and personality. You become more influential and persuasive. You enjoy greater confidence and self-esteem. Be willing to launch in faith, with no guarantees of success. This is the mark of personal greatness. With greater confidence in yourself and your abilities, you will set bigger goals. Make bigger plans and commit yourself to achieving objectives that today you only dream about. Self-discipline is the key to personal greatness. It is the magic quality that opens all doors for you, and makes everything else possible. With self-discipline, the average person can rise as far and as fast as his talents and intelligence can take him. But without self-discipline, a person with every blessing of background, education and opportunity will seldom rise above mediocrity. The great breakthrough in your life comes and you realize that you can learn anything you need to learn to accomplish any goal that you set for yourself. This means there are no limits on what you can be, have, or do. The ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success. The faster you work and the more you get done, the better you feel. Most successful people work at a higher tempo of activity than unsuccessful people. They don't necessarily do different things, but they get things done more efficiently in a given time than the average person. Investigate carefully before you invest. Spend as much time researching the investment as you spend earning the money. Make a total commitment to your company, your job, and your career. Uncommitted people have no future. As the day goes on, you get more and more tired. Even if people say they're afternoon people or evening people, it's always best to start out first thing in the morning with your most important task as opposed to your email, phone calls, or checking the internet. If you start out with that, then basically you'll just do that all day long. Your persistence is, in fact, the true measure of your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. Each time that you persist in the face of adversity and disappointment, you build the habit of persistence. When you absolutely believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, nothing will stop you. When you begin moving toward excellence, you will find very little competition. You're competing with only 20% of the population. Spend unbroken chunks of time with the most important people in your life. When you develop yourself to the point where your belief in yourself is so strong that you know that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to, your future will be unlimited. Confidence is a habit that can be developed by acting as if you already had the confidence you desire to have. Character is the ability to follow through on a resolution long after the emotion with which it was made has passed. To be truly happy, you need a clear sense of direction. You need a commitment to something bigger and more important than yourself. You need to feel that your life stands for something, that you are somehow making a valuable contribution to your world. The sad fact is that people are poor because they have not yet decided to be rich. People are overweight and unfit because they have not yet decided to be thin and fit. People are inefficient time wasters because they haven't yet decided to be highly productive in everything they do. Successful people tend to become more successful because they are always thinking about their successes. Your biggest opportunity probably lies under your own feet, in your current job, industry, education, experience, or interests. Keep asking yourself, what kind of a company would my company be if everyone in it was just like me? If you were offered the opportunity to be totally happy tomorrow, would you take it? If yes, and I suspect most of us would say yes, what are you doing today to make tomorrow be a happier day than today? Time is inelastic and inflexible. Time is indispensable. No achievement is possible without time. Combine your mental images with the emotion of desire to accelerate their realization. You can have more, be more and do more because you can change the person you are. Only 3% of adults have written goals, and everyone else works for them. Confidence on the outside begins by living with integrity on the inside. Clear, written goals have a wonderful effect on your thinking. They motivate you and galvanize you into action. They stimulate your creativity, release your energy, and help you to overcome procrastination as much as any other factor. The future belongs to the risk-takers, not the comfort seekers. Your choice of people to associate with, both personally and business-wise, is one of the most important choices you make. If you associate with turkeys, you will never fly with the eagles. Whatever job you take on, make yourself valuable, then indispensable. The world seems to belong to those who reach out and grab it with both hands. It belongs to those who do something rather than just wish and hope and plan and pray, and intend to do something someday, when everything is just right. Set excellent performance as your standard and strive to achieve it each day. Welcome the challenges. Look for the opportunities in every situation to learn and grow in wisdom. I believe every person has within themselves inexhaustible reserves of potential they have never even come close to realizing. Think of yourself as a resource to your clients, an advisor, counselor, mentor, and friend. Everything you do to improve your physical well-being will have a positive impact on how good you feel about yourself. We feel good about ourselves to the exact degree we feel in control of our lives. The tendency to follow the path of least resistance guarantees failure in life. The essence of a successful business is really quite simple. It is your ability to offer a product or service that people will pay for at a price sufficiently above your costs, ideally 3 or 4 or 5 times your cost, thereby giving you a profit that enables you to buy and to offer more products and services. Success is predictable. One of the marks of successful people is they are action-oriented. One of the marks of average people is they are talk-oriented. Your ability to set goals is the master skill of success. Goals unlock your positive mind and release ideas and energy for goal attainment. Without goals, you simply drift and flow on the currents of life. With goals, you fly like an arrow, straight and true to your target. Everyone procrastinates. The difference between high performers and low performers is largely determined by what they choose to procrastinate on. Since you must procrastinate anyway, decide today to procrastinate on low-value activities. Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do. All successful people, men and women, are big dreamers. They imagine what their future could be, ideal in every respect, and then they work every day toward their distant vision, that goal or purpose. Every single moment shapes our future. Be intentional. Live on purpose. The only real limitation on your abilities is the level of your desires. If you want it badly enough, there are no limits on what you can achieve. Whatever you believe with emotion becomes reality. You always act in a manner consistent with your innermost beliefs and convictions. Think about your future possibilities and the fact that your potential is virtually unlimited. You can do what you want to do and go where you want to go. You can be the person you want to be. You can set large and small goals and make plans and move step by step, progressively toward their realization. There are no obstacles to what you can accomplish except the obstacles that you create in your mind. The success you are enjoying today is the result of the price you have paid in the past. Working at something you don't care about is the very best way to waste your life. Commit yourself to lifelong learning. The most valuable asset you'll ever have is your mind and what you put into it. Everyone is in the business of customer satisfaction. Who are your customers and how are they doing? Willpower is essential to the accomplishment of anything worthwhile. You have the ability, right now, to exceed all your previous levels of accomplishment. Good habits are hard to develop but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to develop but hard to live with. The habits you have and the habits that have you will determine almost everything you achieve or fail to achieve. Time management requires self-discipline, self-mastery, and self-control more than anything else. The act of taking the first step is what separates the winners from the losers. What have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt? Whatever it is, it may be your greatest opportunity in life. Expect wonderful things to happen to you. Get up each morning and say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Your outer world of attitudes, wealth, work, relationships and health will always be a reflection of your inner attitudes of mind. I began writing books after speaking for several years and I realized that when you have a written book people think that you're smarter than you really are if I can joke. But it's interesting. People will buy your book and hire you without reading the book just because you have a book and you have a book on a subject that they think is of interest to themselves or to their company. Your ability to discipline yourself to set clear goals, and then to work toward them every day, will do more to guarantee your success than any other single factor. The key to success is for you to make a habit throughout your life of doing the things you fear. The more you discipline yourself to use your time well, the happier you will feel and the better will be the quality of your life in every area. Spend 80% of your time focusing on the opportunities of tomorrow rather than the problems of yesterday. Practice the philosophy of continuous improvement. Get a little bit better every single day. Luck is predictable. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The biggest mistake you could ever make is to think you work for anyone but yourself. Success comes to those who are willing to launch toward their goals with no guarantees of success, and persist when there is every reason to give up. Your goal in life should be to enjoy the highest levels of health and energy possible. This requires that you eat the right foods and fewer of them. It requires you to get regular exercise and move every joint of your body daily. To enjoy superb physical health, you must get lots of rest and recreation. Above all, you maintain a positive mental attitude, looking for the good in every situation, and remain determined to be a completely positive person. If rejection destroys your self-esteem, you're letting others hold you as an emotional hostage. A major stimulant to creative thinking is focused questions. When you regularly take continuous action toward your most important goals, you activate the momentum principle of success. This principle says that although it may take tremendous amounts of energy to overcome inertia and get started initially, it then takes far less energy to keep going. The greatest joys of life are happy memories. Your job is to create as many of them as possible. Winding up unfinished business with another person can give you a great burst of positive energy. We're all really excited to get out of IV and go play a Pac-10 team. It's especially exciting for the young guys. Move fast. A sense of urgency is the one thing you can develop that will separate you from everyone else. When you get a good idea, do it now. When you are older, you realize that no one was ever thinking about you at all. Whatever you believe with emotion becomes your reality. You always act in a manner consistent with your innermost beliefs and convictions. Successful people are simply those with success habits. Your most valuable asset can be your willingness to persist longer than anyone else. It's a lot of fun and a big challenge to face a lineup like that. We'll have to be a lot more careful with the power guys. It's a treat to face these guys and we're all looking forward to it. The faster you move toward financial freedom, the faster it moves toward you. Whatever you want, wants you. I'm more excited than nervous, but I have started games here before and I think we're ready as a team. I think that what we've seen through the fall has been very competitive and very positive. The lifeblood of a business is sales and cash flow. The glue that holds all relationships together, including the relationship between the leader and the led, is trust, and trust is based on integrity. The glue that holds all relationships together, including the relationship between the leader and the led, is trust, and trust is based on integrity.